All right. Welcome to the Brand Blitz Quiz. This is the North Zone semi-final. My name is Sai Ganesh, and I'll be your host for this afternoon. Hello and welcome to the Brand Blitz Quiz, India's first panel business quiz show by Storyboard18. Storyboard18 is TV18's flagship platform for the advertising and marketing community. Today, you're going to be watching the North Zone regional final, where we have the top six teams from north of India with us. Along with them, we also have a very special guest on the show whom I'll introduce just quickly. Just checking if the live stream is working. All right. Let's introduce the first team on the screen. Here we go. Team one, with a very interesting name called Going Through Affairs. Please introduce yourselves.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Prakrut, and he's my friend Shashank, and we are first-year MBA students from FMS Delhi.
And about the team name,
Yes.
basically, I think we all are going through some phases, and Faz has written the best couplet on going through a phase, which is what is on my T-shirt as well. And it says, it goes, "Lambi hai gam ki sham, magar sham hi to hai." So that's the motivation
Kya
behind it.
baat hai. This is as North Indian a team could get. Quoting fairs to start with. Amazing. Team one, fantastic to have you here. Moving on, let's have team two. Yes, please.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I am Deepak Taneja. I am working as the Deputy General Manager Corpcom in Indian Oil Corporation Limited. And here's my colleague Girish. He's also working for Indian Oil. He's a research officer. So we both are working for Indian Oil R&D Faridabad. We are
Lovely.
colleagues.
It's fantastic to have one college team followed by two people who are colleagues at Indian Oil. And as we all know, Indian Oil is the second largest company, I think, in India. It's
By Fortune 500, yes.
yes. By in terms of turnover, it is the second largest, just after Reliance. Fantastic. Thank you, Deepak and Girish. Moving on to the next team, we have team three. Yet another college team. Yes, please.
Hi, yes, I am Aditya Padi. I am studying material science and engineering at IIT Kanpur.
And I'm Arkam Patel. I'm studying stats at IIT Kanpur.
Lovely. Yet another college team from Kanpur. That's IIT Kanpur. And their team name is very interesting. The Kanpur Quiz Club. You can actually follow them on Instagram. They have a very interesting handle where they put up interesting content and all about their events. Fantastic. Let's move on to team number 4. Another very interesting team. Yes.
Hey guys, we are Nandini and Nitin. Greetings from the Biblio Cave. We are the founders of Project Bibliotherapy, an early stage startup with one mission to nudge you to read more, read better.
Lovely. What a mission that is. And where can people find Bibliotherapy, Nitin or Nandini?
We are on Instagram as project.bibliotherapy, and we are also on Twitter as bibliotherapy42.
Also on Substack, where we post twice a month at leadersof42.com, substack.com.
Lovely. Thanks so much, folks. We'll share the link to Bibliotherapy in the chat in a little while. Nandini, I think there's something wrong with the microphone. I don't know if it's too far away from you, but we're not able to hear you clearly. So yeah, if you can just move forward. Yeah. Awesome. Moving on to team 5. Yes. Team with a very interesting team name. Yes.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Ambarish. This is Sujit. We have just started working. I'm working in Zomato. He's working in KPMG. And Sujit will tell us about the team name.
Please.
So our team name is a phrase that is common in boxing parlance. It's a combination of moves. It's a 1-2 punch. It's supposed to be a very simple yet effective move. And that's what we strive to be as a team. So hence the team name.
Lovely to have another, just a young team working in, one of them works at Zomato, which is where I also worked. It's lovely to have you here, folks. And moving on to the last team on the screen. Yes.
Hi, I'm Anamika. I'm a second year student at Kargi College. This is Asmit, my teammate. He's also a second year at Hansraj College.
And our team name is the Sad Raccoon Company because we relate with sad raccoon memes a lot.
Lovely. For those boomers or millennials, elder millennials like me, please do check out what sad raccoon memes are all about. Right, so it'll be quite fun. Fantastic. So we have the top 6 teams who have qualified from the national prelims in the North Zone. We have 3 college teams, as you've noticed, 3 corporate teams, including some founders, people who've been quizzing for a long time, and people who've just gotten into quizzing. Anybody here who hasn't quizzed in the last 1 year? Just show of hands. Anyone who's quizzing after a very, very long time? Nandan, you were talking about quizzing, having quiz in school earlier, right?
Yeah. So can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Yeah. So I have been quizzing in college for a long time, like inter-college quizzes and stuff. But last year, Nitin and I actually attended 2 quizzes. One was a pub quiz in Bangalore, and the other was another pub quiz in Delhi. So
Oh, lovely.
yeah.
Fantastic. It's great to have you back. Yes, please.
It's my first live quiz that I'm doing for the first time. A live quiz, like online streaming.
Online streaming. Lovely. It's great to have you here. A big shout out to everybody who's watching the quiz on YouTube. Prem Dhadwe, Raksha Jain, Arkapal, Priyanka Nair, Ishan Yadav, Rashi Gupta, Nandini Bhala, Kashish, Siddhant Yadav, Mahendra. A lot of people are actually rooting for team 1 that's going through a phase. So I don't know if it's some sort of propaganda or your own IT cell of any kind, but it's fantastic. I love that you have fans who've joined in just to see you win. Anshul Dabrial, Rashi Gupta, Rushali Thokal, Mansi Mishra, Kshitij Kumar. Wonderful. Right. So let's move on quickly to the other interesting person who's joining us today. This person doesn't really need an introduction, but I'm still going to try a little bit. Welcome, Varun, to the quiz.
Happy to be here. Happy to hang with all of you. And I'm a bit of a quiz noob. I've done it a few times. I've only done pop culture quizzes in life a few times. So I'm a bit of a noob in this case. So I feel like I'm going to take some tips and tricks from everyone through what's going to be the next hour odd, if I remember right.
Yes. Yeah. Lovely. Welcome, Varun. And this quiz is a bit of pop culture, a bit of advertising. So it's going to be a mix of all the things that you love as well. For those of the few people who don't know who Varun Dugirala is, Varun is an entrepreneur, creator, and an author. He co-founded one of the most interesting creative agencies in India called The Glitch. He also used to host one of my favorite business podcasts called Advertising is Dead. And it's something that I recommend to a lot of young people joining marketing or brand. He's also the author of a book called Everything is Out of Syllabus, an Instruction Manual for Life. I'm going to start with a quiz question. Anybody here who's read Varun's book would like to show off? Yes, please. Nandini, go ahead.
So I read your book, Varun, last year when we got it signed. And
Yes.
I really liked it because I could relate to a lot of it as a person myself who does a million things, has a million interests.
Yeah.
And also as someone who's had similar struggles in life that you did. So it resonated really well with me. And for everyone else, I would not class it as self-help or anything of that sort, honestly. I would class it as something that everyone should read so that they get possibly a different perspective or maybe a perspective similar to your own on what life is really like, and the fact that all of us are just making up stuff as we go along. No one really knows how to live or anything, but it's not like a manual or something. It's just him sharing his experiences. So it's a great read and highly recommend.
This was a book of almost 40-year-old me wrote for my 20-year-old self. So that's how I put it. The things I wish I knew when I was 20 and what I learned along the way and stuff like that. So it's fun to read. It's you can basically pick up from any chapter and read. That was the idea. So it's kind of like scrolling through the internet. You just pick up something and read it and go along from there. And I can see it in the middle of the frame there as well. So yes. I'm like, thank you for amazing product placement for me.
What's a brand quiz without a product placement, right? Like,
yeah,
absolutely. Awesome. So I think we are done with a round of introduction. So let me just set up the screens. Just give me a second, folks. All right. Just give me a second. Okay, and I'm just going to bring. Right, so that's team 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that's team 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's me and Varun, who will be the. Sorry. Thank you for that. Oops. Okay, that's pretty much it. Okay, throughout the quiz, for those of you who are playing the quiz, of course, the scores we'll try to update it below your name, so you'll be able to see it live and you'll be able to take chances based on that. Right? Moving on, right?
Cadbury Dairy Milk presents Storyboard18 Brand Blitz Quiz. Cadbury Dairy Milk presents Storyboard18 Brand Blitz Quiz.
All right, so welcome to the regional final of the North Zone. We've already done the introductions for all the teams and guest panelists who's going to have some great fun facts. For those of you who are also tuning in for the rest of the season, we have the East Zone final next week, which will have Tista Sain, who's the CEO and co-founder of Lady Finger, along with Sumanto Chattopadhyay, who's also an ad man and also a part-time actor. You may have seen him in a few movies, including Piku. And we also have Roshan Abbas joining the week after that for the West Zone finals. And finally, we have the national finale on September 24th with none other than Piyush Pandey joining us as our guest panelist, right? These are the prelims winners for the North Zone. We've just been introduced to all of them. All the best to all of you. This is what is at stake today. The top 2 teams will qualify for the National Brand Blitz Finale on September 24th. So that's what these teams are fighting out for. We also have a prize for the winner of today's round, 20,000 rupees courtesy of our style partner Agio. A big shout out also to our title sponsor Cadbury's Dairy Milk for helping make this happen. Can we have OP, Cadbury's Dairy Milk, and Agio in the chat on YouTube, please? Thank you so much. Let's move on. Right, so this is what we have today. We have a fun new format that we've been trying out. It was well received last week. Very simple 2 rounds of quizzing that's going to happen today. 24 questions in round 1 called Brand Prism, where you'll get to choose different topics and difficulty levels. And the last round is a very interesting connections round, where each question will have 4 clues that will connect to a larger answer. I'll tell you what the specific rules here are. So on the Brand Prism, that will be visible on your screen soon, you'll have 6 different topics with 4 different levels of difficulty for each. All the questions are on buzzer. The team that answers correctly gets to choose the next question. The next question is open to all the teams on buzzer. There are obviously negative and positive points for each question, depending on the level. The 4-clue one, which is the second round, has a simple format of 4 clues revealed one after another. Depending on which clue you answer on, you will get varied points. So you'll get 400 on clue 1, 300 on clue 2, plus 200 on clue 3, and the final clue will get you 100 points. Okay, we also have a fun new format that we're trying out, which has again been well received by all the participants. It's called Fun Facts. So after every question for 30 seconds, I'll leave the buzzer open for all of you to just press the buzzer and share a fun fact that's related to the question or the answer, right? So this should be an interesting conversational quiz. So before we begin with the first question, here's a fun fact that I wanted to share with all of you. I'm sure all of you know that there is an acronym called FANG, which stands for Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, which is a stock index that helps you tell you how the US economy is doing. Indians are not left far behind. We have similar indexes as well. We have a Salman index, Ritik index, and a Bharat index, right? So Salman index stands for State Bank of India, Axis Bank, Larsen and Toubro, Maruti Suzuki, Adani Ports, and NTPC. Ritik stands for HDFC Banks, Reliance Industries, ICICI Bank, Tata Consultancy Services, HUL, Infosys, and Kotak Mahindra. And as per reports of last year, we also have Bharat, which stands for Bharti Airtel, HDFC, Asian Paints, Reliance, Avenue Supermarts, which is actually the company that holds D-Mart, Tata Services, and HUL. And interestingly, according to the last reports, Bharat stocks have been performing better than Salman, and Salman stocks have been performing better than Hrithik Stocks, which is also the story at the box office as well, right? So with that, we move straight into the first round. That's Brand Prism. Varun, if you would like to just pick a topic for the teams just to open it up.
I'm going to pick Kissa Kauntroversy ka for 200 points.
Kissa
Let's go with
Kauntroversy
that.
ka for
Let's start with some
Wonderful.
controversy.
Let's start with some controversy, starting with the deep end straight away. Let's move on. Just give me a second. Okay. Just a second, folks.
This controversy is a slow burn, everyone. All of you people kind of coming in.
Thanks for that. Okay. Yeah. All right. So this buzzer the reset. Here we go with the first question of today's quiz on your screen now. This is Kissa Kauntroversy ka for 200. Here's the question. If Tough Shoes ad with Milind Soman and Madhu Sapre were considered inappropriate, Team 5, 1-2 Punch has gone for it. Why would the ad on the right be considered appropriate?
So the ad with Milind Soman and Madhu Sapre was controversial because of the nudity it portrayed, which was kind of something which hadn't happened in ad industry.
That is all true. The question that I have is, why is the ad on the right considered appropriate? You press the buzzer, so we can't give you more time on this.
Yeah, yes. This would be appropriate according to us because it didn't feature any person advertising it. It was just the shoe that they were advertising without any ambassador.
Lovely guess, but unfortunately we'll have to give you -100 for that. So Team 5 starts with an unfortunate negative. Team 1 going through a phase has gone for it as well. Go for it.
So this ad that you're seeing was not for the Indian market, so that is why.
So that's why it's appropriate. Yeah. It's more Western, appropriate for Western audiences. No, that's not what we're looking at. So the clues throughout the quiz, all the questions will have the clues that you require. So this is to do with Madhu Sapre, who's seen in the visual. So Team 5, just to clarify, that is the brand ambassador Madhu Sapre in the ad. Just look at it, look at what she's doing and tell me, why do you think this is appropriate? Team 2, Indian Oil has gone for it. Yes.
Yeah, actually, the first one was considered inappropriate because they had an animal on that and PETA had objected. And second thing is because they don't have like live animals were not harmed or something like that. So it is
very good guess. Very, very good guess. We are actually looking for an interesting story or an interesting fact about the people there. Biblio Nomads have gone for it next. Yes, please.
So we're guessing that there is no nudity in the second ad. That's why it's appropriate. Over here, although nothing shown, it's still a nude shoot.
Very nice guess. Again, unfortunately, the wrong answer. So -100 to you. A lot of teams starting with a negative on this one. Okay, so we still have the buzzer open to the other teams. Sad Raccoon Company, Kanpur Quiz Club. Would you like to go for it? The key parts in this question are Madhu Sapre and what she's doing in the ad. Why did they shoot the ad this way? There's a specific reason. Anybody going on the buzzer? If all of you get negative on, then means that all of you are the same level, right? Like, why don't you go for it? Nothing to lose. Okay. Anybody going for it? Okay, let's go to the YouTube comments and see if anybody has answered it on YouTube chat. Some people said vegan products. Sai Milan said vegan product is a very good guess. Unfortunately, that's not the right answer. For no points, would anyone like to take a guess? What is Madhu Sapre doing in this ad? You can unmute yourself.
Basically,
she's wearing the shoe.
She is wearing the shoe. That is true. They're wearing the shoe in all the ads. I've just cropped the first ad. What else is she doing in this ad?
Sports shoes. So she's doing a discus throw. So basically, sports shoes. She's playing sports.
Why would she be doing a discus throw? She's a model.
No, I think she's playing frisbee at a beach, and because beach.
Unfortunately, it's not frisbee. It is discus. So my question is, why is Madhu Sapre playing discus, or participating in discus throw?
She
Actually,
was
she was a national champion. She was a national, I think, runner-up or national champion in the event.
That's absolutely right. Madhu Sapre was a national level discus thrower. Right. The reason why Milan Soman and Madhu Sapre were chosen for these ad campaign is because they wanted people who actually played sports at the highest level. Milan Soman was a national level swimmer, and Madhu Sapre was a national level discus thrower, which is why that ad showed her as a discus thrower. That is what we were looking for. Fascinating story of a former Miss India who's also a national level discus thrower. In fact, she has a very interesting story when she went for the Miss Universe pageant, where someone asked her as to what she would do if she won the pageant, and she said she would help women participate a lot more in sports in India, which is what she needed. And unfortunately, that answer didn't win her the trophy, right? The crown, rather. And as you can see, the entire ad campaign. So we all remember the tough shoe ads because of its controversy, but it was actually beautifully shot to represent these Greek and Roman statues, which is why they're all in these poses. Varun, do you remember these ads at all?
Yeah, I do. I think you can't be a 90s kid and not remember these ads and have these controversies pop up. And I also do remember that these ads actually made, and also the controversy made people want to buy those sneakers a lot more. And they continue to be coveted sneakers to buy because we just felt like, we all gravitate towards things which are controversial, and that's why you end up buying it.
Yes.
I feel there also there was a spate of advertising at that point of time, which also had a lot of these kind of controversies coming up with the ad filmmakers of the time.
Absolutely. And I completely agree with you that, you couldn't have been a 90s kid without having a copy of this magazine as well. I remember, I think one of the political parties wanted to sort of ban the publications also that carried this ad as well. Any fun facts from the teams about Madhu Sapre, Milan Soman, or Tough Shoes? We'll take 5 seconds. Yes, you can press the buzzer, team 2. Go for it. Yeah, team 2.
There are two, three things. One is that they were engaged earlier. While this ad was going on, they were engaged, but then they broke up and she married an Italian guy. And Milan Soman, he is basically a diploma in electrical engineering. Before joining modeling, he left his diploma in electrical engineering, actually. Like me.
Fantastic.
I'm a degree holder, but he's also in from electrical background.
Deepak and Milan Soman have something in common. You can let us know what that is in YouTube chat. Moving on to the next question. Right, so this is, of course, the Milan Soman ad, and we have just gone through the fun facts. So one interesting fun fact that I found. So like Deepak mentioned earlier, the ad was in controversy not just because of nudity, but also because they used a python without legal approval, which is why they were filed a case against the Wildlife Protection Act. And it reminded me of another celebrity who took a python onto the Cannes red carpet, which is Malika Sherawat, for her movie Hiss, right, which I found quite hysterical. Moving on, back to the prism.
Random fact about Hiss is that it was directed by a very famous director's daughter. I'm forgetting which one, but if I remember right, it was a very famous director's daughter who directed Hiss.
Oh, lovely. I didn't know that.
International director.
Yeah. International, okay. Okay, so we've started with that. So no one answered that. Team 2, since you picked, you gave the fun fact, can you pick the next topic, please? Team 2.
We'll
yes.
go Uttar Bharat ke Uttar, 200.
Uttar Bharat ke Uttar for 200. Just give me a second. Okay, here it is, Uttar Bharat ke Uttar. On your screen, buzzers are reset. Yes, moving on. When a Czech friend visited the founder's hometown, he found it strange that the ghats of the Ganges were filthy for being such a holy place. This was the birth of the ethos and business model of which brand? Team 1 going through a phase?
So I think this is shit. I was going to say Bata, but
Bata is not the right answer. A minus 100 to you once again. Anybody else going on the buzzer? You can work this one out. Sorry, team 5, the 1-2 punch, who were just 3.76 seconds behind.
Is it Sulabh International?
Sulabh International will get you not plus 200, but minus 100, unfortunately. The next team to press the buzzer was Sad Raccoon Company. You can work this one out. Look at what's there in the visual.
Is this Paperboat?
Paper boat is again a very good guess, but that will get you a -100. We have some very aggressive quizzing happening here today. And then followed by Kanpur Quiz Club.
Is it pool?
What is that?
It's a brand like which uses flowers recycled from the Ganges or something.
To do what?
What does it make? Agarbattis, yeah.
We're not sure, but our answer is Fool, PHOL.
That's absolutely right. 200 points to you. This is Fool Agarbatti. Fool Agarbatti was founded when the Czech friend of the founder came to India and saw that a lot of flowers were being, just wasted outside of the Ganges, on the ghats of the Ganges, and that's how Fool Agarbatti started. They recycled the flowers into making agarbatti. Varun, any view on Fool Agarbatti? Have you seen it? Have you used it?
Brand ambassador is Alia Bhatt, if I remember right, who's also an angel investor in the business, if I remember right as well.
Absolutely right.
Now, there was another flower company that was in Shark Tank, which got funded as well, which again has an interesting story of two sisters who saw the flower market as being an unhygienic place. And that's another example of, I think, from the other side of things.
Absolutely.
You've had a market which you don't really look at becoming a new age startup.
True. In fact, I'm going to open up what Varun just said for a fun fact. If anyone can press the buzzer and tell me which brand is he talking about. Two women. The Biblio Nomads have pressed the buzzer. Yes.
So the brand that is being talked about is Huvu. It's a
What is Huvu?
It's a Bangalore-based brand which also makes similar products.
Absolutely right. 10 points to Biblio Nomads for that. This is Huvu Fresh. Huvu in Kannada means flowers, right? Which is similar to the naming of Fool as well. Absolutely right. So fun facts from Varun as well as Biblio Nomads. Any other fun facts on Fool before we move on to the next question? Any fun facts?
Can it be a fun fact about the category?
Absolutely.
So recently, I also came across a brand which makes incense cones and sticks. Incense cones, actually. Another startup. I'm sorry, I'm not recalling the name right now, but basically, it uses it uses cow dung to kind of turn it into something that is such a fragrant product, which is very surprising. And I've actually tried the product as well, and it smells amazing. But their idea behind it is that it's a natural product, and they're actually recycling something that is considered waste into something that is so useful. That's
lovely. Thank you, Nandini, for sharing that. Going back to the grid, so I think it was team 3 who answered it last. So team 3, pick a topic. You can see the available topics on the screen. Unmute yourself, please.
We're going for 100 Uttar Bharat ke Uttar.
100 for Uttar Bharat ke Uttar. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so here we have Uttar Bharat ke Uttar for 100 points. Buzzers are reset. Here we go. Which iconic Indian brand found itself unintentionally in the heart of meme culture, featuring Amitabh Bachchan as its brand ambassador? Team 1, going through a phase, has gone for it. These are all memes for which brand? Organically created. You can't take time on buzzer, folks. You can't press the buzzer and then read the question. We'll give you a -50 on this one and move to team 2, Indian Oil.
Biscuit.
Team 2, you have a guess?
Yeah, bharta hi khayenge, something like that.
-50 to you. Around 2 seconds behind them was Sad Raccoon Company. Go for it, Sad Raccoon Company.
Is this Bika Ji? Because of the ad, Amit Ji likes Bika Ji.
Please explain this to me as if I'm a 5-year-old South Indian. Like, just explain it.
So there is this ad, this one of these ads where Amitabh Bachchan is traveling on a flight, and right next to him is a woman traveling, and she's having some Bika Ji namkeen, and Amitabh Bachchan asks for it. And hence, then they started with the jingle, Amit Ji likes Bika Ji.
Is absolutely right. This is the Amit Ji loves Bikaji campaign that has now become part of meme culture. The ad was so funny that people have now started to make memes only on this. And there are very few brands that actually have become organically part of meme culture. Varun, any views, any other examples of brands that have become part of meme culture in India?
Oh, there are tons of brands become meme culture. I think we've obviously had brands in the masala category always been there and stuff, but I feel an interesting one, not as a brand, but if you talk to most meme marketers, they will always say there's one movie that is their sole inspiration to become meme creators, and which is the movie Welcome. So the entire first generation of meme marketers and meme creators all go back to the movie Welcome whenever they run out of ideas for the memes they have to create. That is uniform. I've spoken to most of them. At least that first generation of people who started doing this, and they all, it's like, I mean, for a past generation, what was Sholay in television is now Welcome for the meme marketer generation.
Absolutely. I think Welcome and Hera Fairy are two films that every social media manager knows every single dialogue to make memes out of. Team 2, Indian Oil has pressed the buzzer for a fun fact. Go for it.
Yes, Amitabh Bachchan actually stopped being a brand ambassador for Pepsi after Ramdev Baba told him not to do it. Actually, he requested him personally because Amitabh had fallen ill, and he took the advice of Ramdev Baba. And when he went for yoga and all, so he said, "I have a request that you please don't go for Pepsi ads, for cold drink ads." So Amitabh Bachchan stopped doing Pepsi ad.
Wow, that's an insane fun fact. Thank you, Deepak, for that. 10 points to you. Team 1, going through a phase. Have you also pressed the buzzer fun fact?
Yeah. So basically, Bikaji is actually, it's part of a larger family where everybody is connected. So Haldiram's, Bikaner Wala, Bikano, all these companies are connected through a family ties originating from Bikaner and then moving to Nagpur, Calcutta. So there are like three, four branches of the company which are, all connected, interconnected, the Agarwal family.
Absolutely, Shashank. You're absolutely right about this. In fact, you and somebody on the YouTube chat, Aniruddha Datta, have said the same thing, that Bikaji was founded by the grandson of Haldiram's founder. I think they're all part of a larger family tree. All Namkeena belong to us sort of a format. And the last fun fact from the 1-2 punch. Yes.
So since you were talking about brands which have kind of gotten into the meme culture, one brand which I think everyone would relate from WhatsApp videos would be JCB. That has unexpectedly made its way into Indian meme lore for the JCB Ki Khudai memes and videos. So that's a fun fact, which is not a Indian company, but rather a British company. So, and another fun fact about JCB, the largest factory of JCBs is in India. I think it's in Faridabad, might be wrong, but it's in India, the largest factory of its kind.
Lovely. We're going to give 10 points for both those fun facts together. Moving on. Okay, let's go back to the slide. Just give me a second. The previous question was answered by team 5, right? Team 6. Okay, thank you. Okay, team 6, pick a topic. Team 6, unmute yourself and tell us the topic and the difficulty level, please.
We'll go with Brand Pakode Ki Kasam for 100.
Brand Pakode Ki Kasam is basically all things to do with entertainment and business. So you're going with 100? Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so here's Brand Pakode Ki Kasam for 100 points. On your screen, buzzers are reset. Here we go. These are all the lesser known brands. What's the most famous brand that's missing from the list? Team 3, Kanpur Quiz Club has gone for it.
Dunder Mifflin.
Can you explain what that is?
This is the office. These are the office reboots of the respective countries. Wilkins Chawla is the office reboot in India. So Dunder Mifflin is the office company in the office US. The Office is a sitcom. Am I not audible? All right. Yes. Is something wrong with the internet?
He's stuck.
I feel Sai has frozen. I think let's give him a second to jump back in. But I heard you giving the answer, so I will relay the information if he's popping back in. There he is.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Did you hear the answer?
Do we need to repeat?
Can you just repeat it once again, folks?
So the Dunder Mifflin is the Office from The Office US, the sitcom. Wilkins Chawla is the Office from The Office India. Similarly, that's the name. So
That's
yeah,
absolutely right. This is very clearly an Office fan who's gotten this answer right. So the most famous brand we're talking about is Dunder Mifflin. All these are the fake companies or the fictional companies that exist in the different countries' office rendition. So in India, the Hindi office, the company is a paper manufacturing company called Wilkins Chawla, and similarly it is in Canada, Germany, and other places as well. Right? Interestingly, it's only in Germany that the company becomes an insurance company. Everywhere else, it's a paper manufacturing company. So, Varun, are you a big fan of The Office? Michael Scott?
I am a big fan of many of specific episodes of The Office. While I haven't gone through all, I think the specific episodes I really love. I also own the mug which has been taken away by the 6-year-old exactly when I was going to pop it out today. It was lying right here till yesterday.
Does it say world's best dad or world's best boss?
World's best boss. World's best boss. It was given to me. Actually, I actually got official office merch from this brand called the Soul Store, and they sent stuff over to me. So I have a T-shirt with characters popping out, and I have like a mug with that stuff. But interesting for me, while this is very famous, if you go back to Bugs Bunny cartoons, there was a company always shown there, which is called the Acme Corporation, if you remember.
Absolutely,
which is there across everything else. I think you always have had series which had fictional corporations.
Yes.
Weirdly, even the Apple company was a thing before Apple was a thing. In many old school cartoons and stuff, there was a different kind of an Apple shown, but there was an Apple
lovely.
in very old black and white cartoons as well.
Oh, fantastic. I didn't know that about Apple. I just knew that there was an Apple music company, but it's lovely to know that even in cartoons, there were these fictional companies.
Yeah.
Acme is, of course, one, old chestnut, even in quizzing. I think Team 5 1-2 Punch has pressed the buzzer for a fun fact. Tell us your favorite Office character and then tell us your fun fact.
I would say my favorite Office character is Kevin, on whom the fact that I'm going to say is based on. I'm wearing a t-shirt which says Kevin's Hot Chili. This is a reference from one of the episodes from The Office. This character, Kevin, is known for his world-famous chili recipe. So the character was played by the actor Brian Baumgartner. And Brian Baumgartner, if I'm not wrong, last year, released a cookbook with recipes for chilies. It has around 50 odd chili recipes. So referencing his role as Kevin from The Office.
10 points for that fascinating fun fact. And one last fun fact from Sad Raccoon Company. Yes.
Yeah, so there are a couple of facts. One of them is about the Indian make of The Office. So the company Wilkins Chawla is based in Faridabad. I think Indian Oil team would be happy to know that. And the other fact would be that the character of Creed Bratton is the only character whose name is the actual name of the person who's acting. So Creed is the actual name of the person. And the song he performed in the last episode, All the Faces I See, is a song from his band when he was a part of the hippie culture in the 60s.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. I didn't know that song was actually his song. It's a lovely rendition as well. Fantastic. Thank you so much, folks. I think that's a great set of fun facts. We'll move quickly to the next question. Okay. Team 3, you answered the last question. So if you can just pick a topic and move quickly. Yes.
ठीक है. लोगो क्या कहेंगे 100.
Logo kya kahenge 100. That's, we are starting very safely. Okay, here's logo kya kahenge for 100 points. Press fingers on your buzzer. Which brand's unique packaging design approach is this? So in these 4 designs, you'll see something very interesting that an Indian brand is doing, where they're sourcing a lot of their designs from artists while incorporating their brand identity cleverly. Team 5, 1-2 punch has gone for it on the buzzer.
So I'll go with Zomato solely because on the second image it's written Christmas apple pie, and that
Yes.
resembles the Zomato font.
You work at Zomato, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dipinder would be very upset if you didn't get a Zomato question right. Yeah. But unfortunately, that's the wrong answer. It's minus 50. It is not Zomato, right? So that's a bit of a booby trap there. Anybody else going for it? Take a close look at these visuals. There are 4 distinct designs. All of them have something in common, which is a representation of the brand's identity. At the same time, the brand has allowed a lot of artists to play around in their own style and add their own flavor to the brand identity. You'll notice there's something common, one element that's common to all. Team 1 going through affairs has gone through it.
We are thinking polo, as in the
Very nice guess, because it looks like the polo
White.
pole and all of that. You have identified the right part, but gone with the wrong brand. So the rest of you just using Team 1's clever deduction, which is the other brand that is missing. Team 2, Indian Oil, has gone for it.
They said polo, so I'll say Mentos.
No, that's not what I meant. I just meant that the fact that there's a circular shape that is white in color. That's important. So Team 5 and Team 1 and Team 2 have all got minus 50. Anybody else pressing the buzzer? Which Indian brand, which is the first of its kind in Asia and India, has this unique packaging design approach where they crowdsource a lot of their illustrations and design from people, where they allow people to just draw around the brand logo? Anyone pressing the buzzer? Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Let's see who in YouTube has gone for it. Aniruddha again went for Zomato, just like Team 5 did. The correct answer is Moonshine Mead, right? So India and Asia's first ever mead company, Moonshine. So they have a logo which is that of a moon, and on every packaging the design is different, where they get illustrators and artists to draw around the moon. So these are all the beautiful illustrations that you see. Varun, have you tried out Moonshine? Are you a big mead guy?
I'm not a mead guy. I don't particularly like the taste. And also the reason why is that, so mead, unlike what a lot of people believe is just a kind of beer or something like that, it's actually made from fermenting honey.
Yes.
So it's actually low on alcohol, but it's an alcoholic beverage made by fermenting honey, and that's how we make it. There's another brand which does this label thing, but in an interestingly different way, is that if you look at Swami, the tonic water company, their label on the inside has artwork. So once it's gone through, you can see it through the glass. You never see it on the cover. That's another brand to look at. It's super subtle. It's there, but it's not blatantly on your face. That's another brand which has done this kind of a artwork inside.
I mean, that's also such a bold thing to do, right? Like, it's not in your face. It's only when people are holding the bottle and experiencing it. That's fascinating story of Swami and friends and Moonshine. Somebody else has pressed the buzzer for a fun fact. Team 1 going through a phase. Yes.
Yeah. So the Moonshine obviously is a reference to homemade liquor, which is called Moonshine. It is called Moonshine because during the Prohibition era, people used to make that in the night time when the moon was shining. So as to not get detected and whatnot. So because it was made in the actual moon, that is why the name Moonshine comes for prohibited.
Lovely. Some good etymology stories there from Shashank and Team 1. 10 points to you for that great fun fact. 1-2 punch. Taking one last fun fact from you before moving on to the next question.
So since we're talking about Indian alcohol brands, gin has been one market where a lot of homegrown brands have been coming up over the years. So intuition would be that there's a huge gin consumer market in the country, but that is not the correct thing. Where India, over 80% of consumption is of spirits. So the white liquor is something which is not consumed as much. But because the affluent class is prefers gin, vodka, and such alcoholic beverages, because of that reason, gins have taken the center stage in the homegrown alcohol beverages industry.
Okay, that's very interesting. We'll give you 10 points for that. Before we move on to the next question, I just want to remind everyone, you can see the scores on next to the team names. So team 1 is currently at minus 280. Do let us know, right? Team 2 is at minus 180. So team 1 is at minus 280. Team 2 is at minus 180. Team 3 is at 300 points. Team 4 is at minus 90. Team 5 is at minus 220. Team 6 is at 10 points. So it's still early days. There are close to 8,000 points you can make in this quiz. So it's much early days. The last week's winning score was around 1,230 points. So that can easily be made in the last round itself. All right. Resetting the buzzers. Just give me a second. Okay. The last team to give a fun fact was team 5. So you get to choose the topic. Go for it. Team 5. Quickly.
So we'll go with logo क्या कहेंगे 200.
Logo क्या कहेंगे for 200. Here's on your screen now. Whose logo now looks like a toilet seat? Very simple. Just look at the logo and tell me which brand this is. YouTube comments are on fire. Someone says Varun's beard is on fleek. Varun, congratulations. Gen Z loves your beard. Very popular platform or a tool, a technology-based platform that is in direct competition with something Google does. They had a recent brand identity redesign. So you can work out which brand it is by the logo. And once you look at the logo, you'll realize that they all look like toilet seats. No one pressing the buzzer. Everyone's being a little safe. Waiting for 5 more seconds. Okay, closing this. Varun, you want to tell us the answer? What do you think this is?
It's Calendly, for anyone who's used Calendly to schedule appointments. And once you see that it looks like a toilet seat, you'll never be able to look at a Calendly invite the same way again. Which has been destroyed for you for the rest of your lives, or till whenever this logo stays this way.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. And what is interesting, Varun, I just found out last night that the agency which designed this is actually Pentagram. If you know it, it's one of the top design agencies in the world made something like this, which I think passed their eyes as well. Okay, team 5 has pressed the buzzer for a fun fact.
So Calendly uses the .ly domain. And so this TLD, top level domain system, is actually a way for countries to make money for them. So let's say .fm domain is Micronesia's domain. So it's essentially a lot of their GDP comes from selling these domains. .tv is Tuvalu. So these countries essentially rent out their domain names and make money for them, and which is a huge part of their budget, so to say.
Oh, fantastic. 10 points. I think that's a great fun fact from team 5. Team 1, going through a phase.
Couple of fun facts. So
just one. Yeah, please.
Calendly got popularity last year because one of its founder is from Ukraine, and because of the Ukraine war, people were supporting Calendly, and this is one. So, and another is that logos. Okay, thank you. That's all.
10 points to you for mentioning Ukraine. It's lovely. Moving on. So no one got this one, but team 1, you gave the fun fact last. So pick a topic now.
We'll start with viral influencer for 400, please.
That's it. That's what I'm looking for. Aggressive quizzing. Okay. Here's viral influencer 400. Buzzers are reset. During the Super Bowl in 2019, Skittle, the confectionery brand, didn't run ads on TV, but instead became the first brand in the world to do a special kind of commercial. What first in advertising did Skittle achieve? I've not even played the video yet. Team 5, 1-2 punch has gone for it.
So what they did was, instead of running an ad, they had a Broadway play. So Super Bowl is always flooded with these ads with very bad logo placement, brand placement. but they wanted to stand out in the swarm of brands that there is. So they did a Broadway play, is what I meant.
Okay. Now we'll go a little different this time. We'll hear the answer. Now we'll hear the question.
Michael, last week you expressed some anxiety about starring in Skittles commercial.
Yes, I have been having some doubts. I mean, I don't really do ads.
Well, it would be stressful to be seen by millions of people on the big game.
No, just to be clear, the ad won't be on the actual game.
Could you stop the video, please? Going through affairs also buzzed before the video was shown. So ideally, they should also be asked to answer before the video.
From your calendar. MTH.
That you're assuming Team 5 is wrong.
Yeah.
Team 1
Yeah, but Team 5 is right.
Oh, man. All right then.
Buy a ticket to see an ad. Huh. Fun.
Can I chime in here? Because I think I could provide some clarity.
Who are you?
I'm the living manifestation of your anxieties.
Which ones?
Right. So this is the world's first Broadway commercial that was made by Skittles. 400 points to Team 5 who got it right. So Skittles did something very cool in 2019 where instead of buying just a regular Super Bowl TV spot ad, they actually created a Broadway musical with Michael C. Hall that you may be remembering from Dexter. And what he was talking about in the ad is basically how people need to buy tickets to go watch this show. Varun, any interesting points of view on this idea? Like brands now trying out different channels and different ways of advertising.
So actually, a fun one happened when the last American presidential elections were going on. The meditation app Calm ran Calm ads between the debates because they were so heated. In between that was literally like you just have like rainfall happening or like waterfall happening and just the word calm, right? So it was like exactly what people needed amidst all the shouting in debates. I may be good to have them advertise a little bit more on a daily basis like this as well. But it was like great to see meditation in between all the debates.
That's lovely. That's very clever, actually using Calm during presidential debates. Team 5, 1-2 punch. You've gone for
So essentially, after a Super Bowl finishes, so the winners get Super Bowl rings. So it is a piece of memorabilia, but again, there's also exists a resale market for the Super Bowl rings, and which usually tends to go for sale in auctions for millions of dollars. So there are shows like Pawn Stars, which used to come on History TV 18. So there, such rings would go for sale for 3 million was the highest, I think. So yeah, it's a pretty big resale market. It's a very huge resale market.
Fantastic. 10 points to you for that very interesting fact about Super Bowl rings. Team 2, Indian Oil, and after that we'll go to the next question.
Yeah, actually, during the Super Bowl break around, say, 20 years back, Justin Bieber and Janet Jackson were performing. And unintentionally or intentionally, there was a wardrobe malfunction. And the song that was going on, that I'll get you naked by the end of this song. So this was not sure whether this was intentional or unintentional, but there was a main controversy. I mean, there was a huge controversy on that wardrobe malfunction of Janet Jackson.
Yeah, this wardrobe malfunction is a thing that's happened across as well.
Justin Timberlake, actually, not Bieber.
Sorry, Justin
yeah, exactly
Timberlake.
what I was thinking. I was just clarifying this. It was
sorry.
Justin Timberlake. Yes. I was just like, one second. Bieber would have been way too young at that time. So.
Yeah. I was just wondering, was there another wardrobe malfunction? Yeah, please go ahead, Deepak. Yes.
Yeah, no, this was basically Justin Timberlake, and this was basically a Super Bowl break only. During Super Bowl break only. Yeah, Janet Jackson.
All right, moving on.
I add that it wasn't actually a wardrobe malfunction. It was a stunt that was supposed to be done. The thing is that, I mean, if you read about it, the thing is that
Yes.
Justin Timberlake did that on purpose, but it was not discussed beforehand with Janet Jackson, which is why, the whole controversy happened. So it wasn't like it happened by accident. He actually did something like this, and her costume sort of opened up, exposing one of her breasts.
So actually, if you notice that video properly, there were 2 layers. He had to rip off the top, and there was an under layer. But the way he took it off in that moment, all layers came off. Hence, so it was a stunt that went wrong rather than being a.
Got it. Lovely.
And
I
this
think
also led to YouTube. I think the whole water malfunction story also led to the starting of YouTube.
Is it? I know there was a rule change in terms of delayed telecast of ceremonies, like even the Oscar after that, because they didn't want to take any chances on this.
No, I think because people wanted to watch the what exactly happened. So Javed Karim and other people, they started YouTube as a way to make sure people would share these videos.
Oh, fascinating. So 10 points to team 2, team 4, and team 5. Incidentally, right now team 5 is still leading, but the margin is very low. So all of you can just change things in a matter of one question. Team 5, you can pick a topic. Here are your topics. Pick one.
We'll go for logo क्या कहेंगे 300.
Logo क्या कहेंगे 300.
Buzzers to be reset.
Buzzers reset? Yes. Buzzers are reset. Here we go. Question on your screen right now. Which upcoming brand's identity that you see on the right was inspired by the Navarasas, or the 9 emotions in Indian culture, that you see on the left? So which upcoming, quote unquote, brand identity is seen on the right? Team 4, the Biblio Nomads have gone for it. Something that's happening in 2023.
Is it the Cricket World Cup?
Is it?
Is it the Cricket World Cup 2023, which is ICC cricket?
Logos like this.
No, this is that.
10 companies, so 10 cricket.
I'll put you out of your misery. This is the Cricket World Cup. That's absolutely right. This is the brand identity of the 2023 Cricket World Cup, which is being held in India, which is why they took inspiration from the Navarasas. Fantastic guess from Team 4 who got it right. Let's move on quickly. And Team 4, you can actually pick the next topic.
Got a fun fact.
Yes.
So the opening for the ticket sales for the India games happened for MasterCard holders a day before. And within 2 minutes, the wait queue extended up to 4 hours, like for all matches combined. So if you didn't score a ticket in the first 60 seconds, that's it.
Oh, lovely. Fantastic. Sorry?
Somehow we managed to score 2 tickets.
So
Okay,
India, England,
that's just some
happening.
flexing there from Team 4. Cool. Team 4, pick a topic. You can pick a topic now.
Brand Pakode Ki Kasam 200.
Brand Pakode Ki Kasam for 200. It's one of my favorite questions. Here we go. On your screen now. What in the world of technology was inspired by the scene in Star Trek? Okay, I will pause the video the moment someone buzzes. Team 4, Biblium Nomads, have gone for it once again.
Is it Alexa?
Can you
Or
explain?
is it the whole concept of controlling voice activated, getting a voice assistant to do stuff
So
for
is
you?
it Alexa is your answer? Is Alexa your answer, or is it voice assistant?
Voice assistant. Or
No, I'll take the first answer that you gave, which is Alexa, and that's the only one I'll accept because that is the correct answer. This is what inspired Amazon to create Alexa, and specifically this gentleman called Rohit Prasad, who's the head of engineering at Alexa for the longest time. He used to watch Star Trek while growing up. He watching it on Doordarshan, and we have this lovely quote from Rohit himself. He says, "I was inspired by Star Trek computer watching it on Doordarshan while everyone else in India was watching Ramayan. That awesome, all-in-knowing voice-activated computer which you can make requests to just by saying computer, which is why I focused on speech processing in grad school and worked on conversational AI as my first job." And this is the man who invented or created AI, Alexa at Amazon. Team 5, 1-2 punch has gone for it for fun facts.
So Jeff Bezos is a really huge fan of Star Trek, and essentially he has also acted in a show. And I don't know exactly what category he play, but he has acted in the TV series or the movie. I'm not sure.
Got it. Varun, what do you think? Is he right or wrong?
He's right. He's huge fan of Star Trek. Hence also why the show Picard even happened for Amazon Prime. Plus also Michael Shatner went up on the Blue Origin rocket
Yes.
with Jeff Bezos when they went into orbit and came back. So yeah, huge Star Trek fan.
Absolutely. So 10 points to team 5 for that fun fact. And of course, Varun, a big shout out to him. Team 1 going through a phase. We'll take one last fun fact and go on to the next question.
So when Alexa initially rolled out in the market, so they did not have enough data voice thing. So basically, Alexa at that time used to be connected, and there used to be actual people who were listening in and doing tasks for you rather than Alexa itself, because they had to first generate the data for voice data to Alexa to understand, to test the market, to do the whole testing thing for the Alexa engine. So they had to collect data through that, and that is what they did in the initial time.
Actually threw people at the problem rather than
Sai, I think that statement of Rohit is somewhat skewed actually. The thing is that Star Trek used to come on Doordarshan way back in 83, 84.
Yes.
And Ramayana used to come in 87, 88. So nobody can say when
Oh!
everybody and I used to watch Star Trek because I have watched both during my school times. So I can say that.
Good catch, Deepak. Very good catch. Right. So 10 points to you for making that correction that Rohit made. I think Rohit just said this in a lot of the interviews. People asking about his Indian origin, and you know how people get nostalgic. But very, very nicely caught by Deepak on that one. The time period is slightly different for Star Trek and Ramayan. Anybody else press the buzzer? No. I think we'll go back to team 4. You had the control of the board previously. Yes. Sorry, just give me a second. Yeah. Team 4, pick a topic.
We can go for
Kissa Kauntroversy ka 300.
Lovely. Okay. Here's Kissa Kauntroversy ka for 300 points on your screen now. Why was this Philippines tourism ad abruptly cancelled and the agency for it responsible fired? We have not even played the video, and Team 2 and Indian Oil has gone for it.
I think that is.
Hold on.
I thought.
Okay. 3, 2, and 1. Minus 150 to Team 2, and we'll play the video now. Okay, Team 1 going through a phase has pressed the buzzer.
Just a guess. I think the locations that are being shown are not Philippine based. This is not Philippines. The location.
Yeah, Team 1.
So what we are saying is that these locations which are shown are not Philippines. They are like neighboring areas like Vietnam, Thailand, etc., and technically not Philippines.
So they use like footage from other countries to promote.
Yeah, footage from other countries to create this ad.
Is absolutely right. You get points for this one, right? So this is a Philippines ad that was highly controversial because they use footage from other countries. In fact, in one of the scenes you'll see sand dunes, right, which is actually in United Arab Emirates, right? And I love this meme that was released which said, "Love the Philippines and these other countries too," right? So the agency was unfortunately fired because they used footage from other countries. Varun, any guesses which agency this is, or any such incidents that you witness?
I've actually seen many times that stock footage becomes a very easy thing for people to take, and that's what gets called out the most. And I feel that happens a lot more when it is for tourism related ones. But the weird part is sometimes you see too many different countries in one ad, so you get called out for that very often. So I don't want to pick agency names. I don't want to be that person. But let's just say it's very common for people to look for it. The problem is oftentimes when you go search for footage, you will see the same kind of footage going around. Weird fact is sometimes you see the same people as well. So when you're seeing a very scenic mother-daughter thing, or you're seeing a lovely scenario, that in most cases might appear in more than one ad. That mom and kid have been to many brand places.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. But like Varun said, we will not be naming and shaming. We're a very classy professional quiz, so we won't be talking about which agency this is. Moving on. Oh no, we are not that classy. So the agency is DDB Philippines. So we're just naming and shaming them, right? They are the agency behind this ad campaign that got into controversy. Anybody with a fun fact? I think Team 5, 1-2 Punch has gone for it.
So there's a place called Makati City in Manila. So in 2014, when selfies were really new and the word wasn't into popular conscience, so this place was then in 2015 2015 was called the selfie capital of the world, partly because people from all over Manila, all over Philippines would come here and click photos and would upload them. So a bulk of the selfie uploads would come from this place, and this was called the selfie capital. And there's another fact that because in Philippines there are two major religions, Christianity and Islam. So they essentially have two flags. So whenever, let's say, there's Christmas, so they'll use the flags which will favor Christianity. A favor would be a wrong word. So yeah, so they have these two alternate flags used in different situations.
Lovely. I like both the facts, the selfie capital and the two flags as well. I know Indian Oil press the buzzer, but just for sake of time, I'm just going to move quickly to the next.
Just a few words.
Yes, please.
Sai, Philippines is the only country that was colonized by USA. USA has not colonized anything. Philippines was the only colony of USA. Rest other countries were France, UK, Germany, etc., Italy. But Philippines is the only country that was colonized by USA. That's what I wanted to share.
Very nice. Thank you for that fun fact, Deepak. Poor Philippines to be the only country to be colonized by United States. I think Team 1, you got the last one, so you have control of the board. Okay. Team 1, pick a topic.
So,
we have a lot of 400 ones. If you want to take a risk.
Talking about colonization, I think we'll move to Videshi ads colonizing our screens and hearts. I will go for 400. Videshi.
400, playing aggressive with anti-national topics.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Sai, there seems to be something wrong with the buzzers of ours in Team 3 and Team 4.
Okay. Okay, we have reset the buzzer. Can you just Team 3 press the buzzer once? Yes, I can see Team 3 on the thing. Team 4, can you press the buzzer? Okay. Anyone else wants to check the buzzer once again? No. Okay. Cool. All of you are fine. Okay. Team 1, pick a topic. You were choosing Videshi ads for 400. Thank you. Okay, here's the question on your screen. Now, buzzers are reset. How do these life extending stickers help increase the consumption of close to expiry fruit? So this is one of the most interesting campaigns that came out recently. Team 1, going through a phase. So we'll see in all these fruits, yes.
So essentially what happens is, so these stickers tell you what age, at what stage of age the fruit is, so that you can buy, like, so if you want to consume it like 2 days later, it tells you that basically it tells you exactly when to consume, so that, if it is, you can decide on what order to pick and all that stuff. So
it will tell you, the stickers will tell you how old or
the fruit is and how long is it going to get rotten into.
Got it. Thank you so much. Minus 200 to Team 1 for that very interesting guess and aggressive quizzing. But we'll move to Team 4, Biblionomads.
So my guess is that the stickers actually show how far gone the fruit is or how fresh the fruit is, because it has some component to it which detects the pH of the fruit.
Good guess, but it's similar to what Team 1 was also saying, which is why we give them minus 200. Minus 200 to two teams there, Team 1 and Team 4. Some really interesting guesses so far, but not the right answer. Sad Raccoon Company has gone for the buzzer. Go for it, Team 6.
So the stickers show different preparations that can be made with the products at different phases. Like what can be made when the that particular fruit or vegetable is at a certain phase.
is absolutely correct. That's what we were looking for. 400 points to Team 6 for getting that right. These life extending stickers don't just tell you how old or ripe the fruits are, but they actually show you what recipes you can make with a ripe banana or a green banana and so on and so forth, right? So it's actually helping you reduce wastage of fruits and vegetables by telling you what you can do with that particular vegetable or fruit at that stage, right? So 400 points to Team 6 for a fantastic guess. Any fun facts from Team 6 or any of the teams, or Varun, if at all? All right, then please.
No. Go ahead.
Okay. Cool. So let's move on to. Okay. So Team 6, this you have control of the board. So let's come back to you for the topic. Yes. Team 6. Quickly.
We'll go with viral influenza for 100.
Viral influenza for 100, playing it very safe. Okay, here's the question on your screen. What is Kodak's new product line? So in 2020, Kodak developed a very interesting new line of products that were designed using the best quality images that were taken on Kodak cameras. Team 5, 1-2 punch has gone for it.
Yeah, we're saying these are jigsaw puzzle sets since they have a good repository of high quality images. So they have made puzzles out of it.
Jigsaw puzzles?
Yeah.
A camera and a photography company.
Yes.
Is absolutely right. Kodak is now also gotten into creating jigsaw puzzle using all the images that they have access to. In fact, the world record for the world's largest jigsaw puzzle is held by Kodak Jigsaw, and this is like a legit product line. It's not like one of those things that only is seen on Mado Marketing or Social Samosa. It's actually, you can actually go on Amazon or any of these websites and buy jigsaw puzzles. Varun, do you use jigsaw puzzle, play with jigsaw puzzles at all?
Yes, I have one right here next to me, which I have to pick up and show you, but I'll get up for that. But actually, the interesting part about Kodak is, and I know we spoke about logos a while ago, when this logo redesign happened, it wasn't really loved by most people because they felt it took away the classicness of the old Kodak logo, and this made it less approachable than the earlier logo was. So what they were trying to be was more modern, but people actually felt this was less approachable, and so it didn't get a lot of love.
Oh, fascinating. I didn't know that about the Kodak logo. Very interesting story. Team 5, did you press the buzzer again for fun facts?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Kodak is one of those classic case studies which are taught at B schools and these commerce classes of what happens if you refuse to adapt with changing times. Kodak was famous for its innovation in film-based photography, but they kind of did not want to adapt to the new technology over the horizon, which was digital photography. And because they were reluctant to adapt to this technology, they eventually ended up falling back with competitors. And at present, it's not a big player in the camera market, at least.
And now they are rebranding themselves as jigsaw
puzzles.
So, yeah, trying to adapt, but it's late.
Okay. All very interesting, but I don't think I'm going to give you 10 points for a fun fact there, right? So I'm going to be a little strict from now the last 45 minutes. A shout out to Rajeshri, Chanda, and Aniruddha Datta who got it right even on YouTube comments. Taking one last fun fact from Sad Raccoon Company.
So it is somewhat related to the movie Oppenheimer. So the nuclear test that happened in New Mexico, in Los Alamos, the radiations were even felt in the Kodak factory, which caused all their camera reels to get affected. So a scientist working for Kodak pointed it out, and there was a lawsuit against the US government. And after that, I think the US government had to tell Kodak whenever they were conducting a nuclear test because of the settlement and in American soil.
Fantastic. This is 10 deserved points for this. Kodak actually discovered that there was an atom bomb testing happening because of this, right? Somebody else has unmuted? Okay, if not, we'll move to Team 5. You have control of the board. Just give me a second. Yes. Team 5, pick a topic.
We'll go with logo. क्या कहेंगे 400.
Logo kya kahenge for 400? Again, one of my favorite questions. Here's the question on your screen. Take a close look at this and tell me what product are they selling. Engine is a brand that's born out of the pandemic from Italy. You'll see the ads, promotion material, all of it on the screen. Just look at it and tell me what is the product that they sell. Fuel the dream is their tagline. Team 5, 1-2 punch. You had the control. Go for it.
We'll go with packaged oxygen because pandemic mein you needed oxygen tanks. And
Good
Italy's
guess. Unfortunately, they'll get you minus 200. That's a big risk given that I think you were leading at the stage. Right now it is Team 3 who's leading with 300 points. Team 4 in second. No, I'm so sorry. Team 6 is leading with 420 points. Team 3 is in second place with 300 points. And Team 4 is at 220. Team 1 going through a phase has gone for it.
We'll say this is the energy drink.
Energy drink will get you minus 200. Team 6, that Sad Raccoon Company, also press the buzzer. So it's themed with automobile and engine oil and so on, but it's not to do with that. So what is the product? Yes, go Team 6.
They sell gin. It's an alcohol brand.
As in, it's a play in gin. It's a pun.
Is absolutely correct. You get 400 points for that correct answer. So this is a gin brand or a gin drink that is sold from Italy. And what is beautiful about it is that they've done the entire packaging and branding all around this idea of automobile and automobile aesthetic, right? So their bottles are just like engine oil cans, right? The entire website is like a fuel station, literally like a fuel station that you can get into and so on and so forth, right? So wonderful answer from Team 6 who got it right on that. Team 6, you now have control of the board, so we'll come back to you. Yeah, pick a topic. If you want me to suggest, I will suggest Uttar Bharat ke Uttar for 400 points.
Yeah, we're gonna go for Videsi ad for 200.
You're not listening to my quiz master, trying to help you out so much. Okay, that's a simpler one. Let's go to Videsi ads for 200. On your screen. Here we go. In 2016, there were 3 major international events taking place in the US. One was the Rio 2016 Olympics. Copa America was being held in the US for the first time, and the US elections were taking place. What did Budweiser, the beer brand, do to celebrate all these events? Team 2, Indian Oil has gone for it for 200 points if they get it right.
As simple as that, they brought out special editions for these because Trump, I remember, they did something.
What?
What
is that something, Deepak?
Supporting Trump. I mean, they brought special editions.
Got it. And what is special about those editions? It was a special edition for Copa America. That's what you mean, like a Copa America edition. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, special editions they got.
Got it. Minus 100, unfortunately, for that. Right. So Rio Olympics was taking place. United States were participating in, obviously. Copa America was happening on US soil for the first time. US elections were happening in December 2016. Because of all of these events, what did Budweiser do to celebrate these events? Team 1 going through a phase has gone for it.
So they incorporated US flag in their packaging and on the in their name, logo, and everything. So they incorporated United States flag to show that it's basically America. Because
okay, America. I'll see if I can get a better answer from anyone else.
So, you want me to improvise?
Yes, you can improvise.
So basically, not just the US flag, but also the US symbol, the map outline and everything was incorporated.
You're slowly and surely moving away from the answer. Like the more you explain, you're moving. So it's better to stick to what you said earlier itself. Waiting for any other team? If not, I'm going to just reward 200 points to Team 1 who got it right. So essentially, they changed their brand name, not just with the flag, but with the name itself. They removed Budweiser from their cans and bottles and called it America. Right? So they incorporated, just brand identity of United States in the packaging of Budweiser beer, because all these events were happening and there was a lot of patriotism going around that time. So this is way back in 2016, where people in United States were a lot more kinder to Budweiser campaigns as opposed to what's happening in the recent past. Varun, any thoughts on brands that just change their brand name, like just give up on their name and decide to change to something else?
So this is what makes these things collectibles, right? You look at limited editions that come out, people save these forever. I'm going back to someone who I remember spoke about the fact that this is what has resale value. You always have those available. So it's limited editions across not just sneakers and stuff like that, but even like cans is what people will store. And maybe at one point in time in life, people used to store stamps for that reason. So there are different kinds of collectors. Some collectors just actually collect coasters and beer cans. There's actually a large set of people across the world who collect limited edition matchboxes and coasters connected to things like this as well. So you'll see those collections across the board.
Yeah, I'm one of those guilty people who collects matchboxes or match cases from many years ago. Big shout out
something in
to
common with Vijay Mallya then. With Vijay Mallya used to collect matchboxes from every single hotel he was ever in.
See, that's a quiz question I'm going to ask. What is common to Vijay Mallya and Sai Ganesh? Now you guys know the answer, to be prepared for that. A big shout out to a bunch of people who've been giving some great answers. So the America answer was actually given by Aniruddha Datta on YouTube chat. In fact, another business quizzer, Rajashri Chanda, has just said Aniruddha sir is on fire, right? So just no pressure, folks. Those of you actually on this quiz show, the YouTube commenters also having some fun. Team 2, did you press a buzzer for fun fact?
Yeah, we did. So this Budweiser was basically founded by a German immigrant, Adolphus Busch, I think that was the name. And so I don't remember but the name also carries something special. I mean, it was in line with he wanted a German look to the name, so that's why Budweiser, ER, ending with ER. And on his 200th anniversary, I believe, there was a special movie made on him by Budweiser, which was televised all over the world, in which shows a story that he ran away from his home, he hid in a ship, and then came to USA, and then he had no one to stand for. So I mean, I remember that movie somewhere in 2016 or 17. That
yeah, it did come out that time, and in fact, I think they also played it during the Super Bowl as well. It was like this sort of a
yes, exactly,
account of
Super Bowl also.
10 points to Team 2 Indian Oil for that. Sad Raccoon Company taking one fun fact from you, and then moving on to the next question.
So Budweiser had a very interesting and very viral ad campaign, the What's Up ad campaign, where the two people getting on a call just go on WhatsApp, and it became a very viral social phenomenon, and it was even referenced in one of the episodes of The Office.
Yes,
where says "What's up" to Jim.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm very impressed, honestly, that college students know What's Up. I thought it was a little bit of our generation, Varun. Budweiser What's Up was actually one of the OG viral campaigns, right? Like everyone sort of spoke about it for a long time.
That also made people say What's Up a lot more, like the way they said it in that. It became a thing.
Absolutely. And just like how Asmika just mentioned that it was it was mentioned in a lot of movies and TV shows, including The Office as well as the Screen movies. Okay, resetting the buzzer. So Team 1, you have control of the board right now. Pick a topic that's on your screen. Yeah.
Since I believe in Quizmaster is always right, we'll go for Uttar Bharat ke Uttar for 400.
I'll just give you 400 points just for saying Quizmaster is always right, dude. Like you don't even need to answer.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding, of course, right? So moving on to my favorite question of today's quiz, and you'll see why it is the favorite a little later. Uttar Bharat ke Uttar for 400 points. Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire is a very famous song. Which Indian organization became the first of its kind to get the rights for this song for an ad campaign in 2014? Team 1 has pressed the buzzer immediately. You get minus 200 if you get it wrong.
This is Man Se Hai Mulayam by Samajwadi Party. Man Se Hai Mulayam aur irade sona hai.
Is absolutely right. You get 400 points for singing Man Se Hai Mulayam, right? Not just telling us the answer, but singing the answer. I love that spirit, right? Fantastic answer from Team 1.
Very well sung. Very well sung. I have to.
Very well sung, right? And Varun, any thoughts on this ad campaign? Any fun facts?
This is one of my favorite political surprises, I would say, of that election, because I think that's the only way I look at this song now. Even when I play it normally, like even listen to a Billy Joel song, I think of this. So I don't know what that says about my music taste evolving right now, but that's off. I mean, you always assumed "We Will Rock You" will become something, but I never thought that if you look at these two songs together, that this would be a thing. It's
absolutely
some
and it's
copyrighter
very,
somewhere had a lot of fun.
yeah, absolutely right. And I think what is interesting is that ever since I think the last decade or so, Congress party has taken the rights for Jai Ho from Slumdog Millionaire, right, and a lot of other political parties have taken official rights from movies. And
Yeah.
this is just supremely impressive that Samajwadi Party went to Billy Joel and got the rights for "We Didn't Start the Fire" and made a political campaign out of it in 2014.
I still don't know if they got the rights or not, though.
They did. It's officially,
They did.
they purchased it, they paid for it, right? And it's the first time a political campaign in India took the rights for an English song. And out of public demand, we're going to play the song. So all of you get ready to vibe to this incredible song. My favorite part coming up. All right. So yes, Samajwadi Party became the first party in India to take the rights for an English song for a political campaign, and that was for Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire."
I think Sai. So this came out in 2016, and just the year before, Ashes had made a ad on the same song for Ashes. So not Ashes, basically the Sky Sports Network had made that song for Ashes, and I think that is what inspired Samajwadi Party to make the similar kind of ad.
You're on a roll, guys. Shashank, 10 points to you. So after starting the quiz with a lot of negatives, they're back with scoring some great answers and fun facts. Coming back to the topic, grid. Team 1, you have the grid.
We'll like to continue giving answers. So एक और उत्तर देंगे हम उत्तर के ऊपर 300 points.
300 points for Uttar Pradesh, Uttar Bharat ke Uttar. By the way, as a South Indian, I was very happy with this name. Would love to know from the rest of you watching on YouTube whether you were happy with this name of a round. Sorry? Okay, here's the question on your screen now. The person on the left is very famous on social media as the Nahi Milegi meme uncle, who's now become the brand ambassador for which startup? Team 1, going through a phase, has gone for it once again.
Zepto.
Not Dunzo, not Zomato, but Zepto. Right? That's absolutely right. Does anyone know the name of this uncle? But not for points. Okay.
Yeah,
Team 2,
Uncle Ji Sharma Ji actually he has one social media handles with Sharma Ji actually, and he is not known figure actually, and they Zepto have just they have viral him actually.
Absolutely. 10 points to you for knowing.
There is some problem with our buzzer. We were pressing, but it was not getting pressed.
Okay.
I mean, 3 times we pressed.
Test it out. We'll just test it out right now. Resetting the buzzer. Can you press the buzzer, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. Team 2, Indian Oil is working, so it's perfectly fine. Right. Moving back to Team 1, you have the control of the board since you answered the question last.
Recommend something. Hi. Your recommendations are working. So.
My recommendations are working. How lovely. Okay. Videsi ads for 300, I would recommend.
Okay, cool. We'll take Videsi ads for 300.
Okay. Okay, this is one of mine and Varun's favorite campaigns from recent times. This is a video question take a look at this video and identify the American brand which made this ad. Right, so which American brand releases excellent ad which showcase the range of their products without explicitly mentioning the brand name? Or maybe it does, I don't know.
If you understand sneakers, you start to understand squeaking, which leads to hardwood and the art of Kareem's famous skyhook.
Skyhook on the right side with 3 seconds left.
So you get how flying works, which takes you to cargo in our constantly changing world.
Code red for humanity.
The deep world.
Okay, team 5, 1-2 punch has pressed the buzzer. Unmute yourself, please.
I think this is a New York Times ad.
New York Times.
Yeah.
How did you figure that?
I have seen this ad on Athletic website.
What is Athletic?
Athletic is a sports website, and they had this ad by the New York Times, and the font also resembles New York Times in a way.
It does.
And what does Athletic have to do with New York Times?
It's just the website where I saw this ad on.
It like this is a sport. The video has a lot of sport references, so it makes sense to have it on a website like the Athletic, which is the leading sport website, one of the leading websites in North America.
Is absolutely correct. So you get points for this one. This is a New York Times ad, and Athletic is owned by New York Times. So just like New York Times Cooking, Athletic is also a wing of New York Times. So it's part of the same group, right? And what this ad does is essentially makes an ad out of all the headlines from New York Times, right? So fantastic ad campaign. Here's the ending that I'll just shoot to all of you.
So you get bare feet, running, and human evolution, which was shaped by chewing. And if you understand the appeal of gum and you realize how much of it is on our streets, you understand why some people never wear their favorite sneakers.
Right, so this is an ad for New York Times and made by this very interesting agency called Droga 5. Varun, would you like to tell everyone what or who is Droga 5?
So Drogafy actually was started by David Droga, arguably my favorite ad person of all time. And he comes from a very different thought process that all advertising should not be made just for regular brand news to pick up, but the mainstream news should pick it up. So most of their campaigns like these get picked up and are discussed on everything from CNN to BBC, etc. And some of them even go into scenarios where they become controversial because people don't even realize it's an ad that is being discussed in the news till it actually comes out that it's an ad for a brand. So he's the master of that craft. Also, weirdly, one of the agencies, which not weirdly now, interestingly, was one of the first agencies to actually be. There was a time they actually partnered with William Morris, and they were one of the world's biggest talent companies. And they together said, we're collaborating to get the best of talent and the best of this kind of pop culture, because they had a pulse on pop culture to come together. But eventually, they sold to Accenture. And now he heads Accenture Creative, if I remember right.
Yes, they're now part of Accenture, and they've done some very fascinating campaigns for brands like Under Armour and others. I think Sad Raccoon Company, you have a fun fact to share.
So Ambrish mentioned that he found the font to be very different. So New York Times actually inspired the font of Times New Roman, and the Times is taken from New York Times in it.
So I have double checked this. That is not true. The Times New Roman font actually comes from Times of London newspaper, which is another media publication. So it's not from New York Times. So I won't give you 10 points for that, but still it is an interesting story, myth, and so on. Team 1 going through a phase, you had picked it. Press the buzzer for
1 second. Team 6 is should be on 820 because they shouldn't get the plus 10. So they got 8. They should be on 820.
This is from another fun fact.
We were already on it.
It's not changed. Don't worry about it. Anyone else with their issue with their scores? Team 1, 550. Team 2 at minus 380. Team 3 at 300 points. Team 4 at 220. Team 5 currently at 420. And leading the quiz is a college team. That's Team 6 with 830 points. Fantastic going, folks. Okay. The team 5, I think you had the board last. You answered New York Times, right? Yeah. So pick the next topic, please. Just give me a second. Yeah.
We'll go with Brand Pakode Ki Kasam 300.
Brand Pakode Ki Kasam for 300. There's also a 400 in Brand Pakode Ki Kasam. There's also a 400 in Kissa Kauntroversy Ka, just letting all of you know. From here on, I'm going to pause on the fun facts just to make sure that we are doing well on time. Here's the question for 300 points on your screen now. Make My Trip recently curated a special Kashmir holiday package in association with which 2023 movie? Team 3, Kanpur Quiz Club has gone for it. Shikara,
Rocky
right?
Rani Ki Prem Kahani, the Alia Bhatt and Ranveer Singh one.
Can you repeat the name once again?
Okay. I don't know. Rocky Rani Ki Prem Kahani. It's the Alia Bhatt and Ranveer Singh movie. They were also Make My Trip's brand ambassadors before the movie, so that's why they decided to do it.
Did you say Chicago at the beginning instead of saying Rocky? I was trying to remember what you said. Hear what you said. No,
Rocky or Rani Ki Prem
said Rocky.
Kahani.
Fair.
I said Rocky.
Okay,
No,
so 300 points to you, right? So this is Rocky or Rani. I think that Ek Prem Ki Kahani is what you added as the title, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But points to you. 300 points to team 3 who got it right on this one. So this is a holiday package made by Make My Trip where all the locations in the song Tum Kya Mile were shot at. Right. So that's why they chose all these locations. And of course, like you rightly said, the reason why they did that is also because Alia and Ranveer are brand ambassadors of MMT. Moving back to the quiz, just 1 second. So team 3, you have control over the board now. You have a bunch of topics to choose from. Here we go. Pick a topic.
100 Kissa Kauntroversy Ka 100.
Okay. Playing safe. That's okay. Here's the question on your screen. Malaika Arora and Arbaz Khan met each other for the first time while when they starred in this ad. This ad was banned because of its sexual content. Just look at the ad and tell me what is the product that they were selling. Biblio Nomads have gone for it.
Is it Maza?
Maza is a good guess, but unfortunately you get a minus 50 for that. Team 5 has pressed the buzzer as well.
So we're gonna guess instant coffee.
Instant coffee. As in?
As in the Nescafe brew pouches that you get. You don't really have.
Yeah, so it says the focus of this ad is on instant, and that's the first thing you could think of, instant coffee. So this probably is one of those tactics where you use sexual content to bring focus on product.
I'll give it to you, right? I'll put you out of your misery. This is coffee. So this is a brand from Karnataka called MR Coffee, right? So during that time, they actually made this very highly sexualized ad, which I think is unnecessarily sexualized. But anyway, Malaika Arora and Arbaz Khan acted in this ad, and all they were trying to do is promote filter coffee. So the tagline is that real good things don't come in an instant. So it's against instant coffee, but we'll give you points for coffee. That's what we were looking at. Interestingly, like I mentioned, Malaika Arora and Arbaz Khan sort of kindled their relationship during the making of this ad. So in some ways, you could say that romance was brewing in this coffee ad, right? And of course, Amul ad and others had a good time. Varun, do you remember this ad campaign? This is slightly controversial.
I remember this, and so two connected facts. One is the fact that Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma also had an ad together, and that's one of the reasons they say they actually started to see each other and eventually got married.
Yes.
On a random tangent, ads like these obviously sexualizing, because you mentioned that, is that there was this, I forget the name of the brand, but there was a cement ad, which was basically a model in a swimsuit coming out of the water, and it just had then the logo of the cement brand. That was the ad. It played during one of the cricket tournaments, and that got a lot of flack for like 1 second. Where is the cement coming? It's literally there's the model in like a one-piece swimming costume coming out of the ocean, and it just had the brand of the cement, right? So that was taking this to the next level, if you ask me.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Varun, for that fun fact. Rajashri Chanda on YouTube has also shared an interesting fun fact. Until then, MR Coffee had a radio jingle sung by Preeti Sagar, right? So before this campaign. And the ad that Varun was talking about where Virat and Anushka met was the Clinic Plus ad, as mentioned by Jayendra Katti in YouTube. He also confirms, Varun, what you said. Apparently, the cement ad you're talking about is JK Cement, right?
Yeah.
Lovely. So fun facts from everyone. Back to the prism. So team 5. I think you have control of the board. Pick a topic. Just give me a second. Yes.
Let's go Videshi ads.
We'll
Videshi ads.
go with Videshi ads for 100.
Videshi ads for 100, playing it safe. Here's the question on your screen. Hopefully, some of you will like this question a lot more than the others. Here we go. What did Lay's do in this advertisement to honor the greatest of all time brand ambassador? Team 2, Indian Oil has gone for it. So what did they do in this ad? That's my question.
There is 807 goats for his arrival to the US. Actually, these are all the goats and ships for that. 807. Messi has scored 807 goals actually, so that's they have given.
100 points to Team 2, Indian Oil, for getting that brilliant answer right. So Lay's actually put together 807 goats and made Messi's face, because there's a number of goals that he scored in his entire career. They were welcoming him into the Miami Football Club, which is where he now plays. And after he played in that match, he scored one more goal. So they actually updated the ad with 808 goats, right? These are all CGI goats, so no goats were harmed during the making of this film. Just clarifying. This is the ad. Take a look.
Lays wants to do what now? Well, he is the greatest of all time. So let's give him a warm welcome.
All right, so that's very fun ad by Lay's. Moving back, so Team 2, you have control of the board right now. Let's just come back to you for the topic of your choice. Yes. Would you like to play aggressive with 400 for Brand Pakodi Ki Kasam or Kissa Kauntroversy Ka, or play safe with 200 and 300 for Viral Influencer?
We don't have anything to lose now. So 400, yes. 400 Kissa Kauntroversy Ka.
Lovely. Let's do this. Again, one of my favorite questions. Here we go. On your screen now. I'm looking for a very specific answer here. Read the question carefully. This is a very historic 1950s sexist ad. Apart from being blatantly sexist, what else is wrong with this controversial Del Monte ad? The tagline says, "You mean a woman can open it?" Very, very controversial, highly criticized ad campaign, because of which Del Monte had to issue a statement. What is wrong with this image that I've shown you of this controversial Del Monte ad? That is a question, apart from being blatantly sexist. In other words, I can also ask you, what is the mistake I have made with this question? The answers to all these questions is the same. So what is wrong with this controversial Del Monte ad? Or what is the mistake that I have made in this question? Why did Del Monte have to issue a statement with respect to this ad? Okay, there we have it. Sad Raccoon Company, who's leading the quiz right now, has taken a big risk. Minus 200 if you get it wrong, plus 400 if you get it right.
Yeah, this is not a Del Monte ad. This is Heinz. This is another company's ad, which has a openable bottle, and this is not a Del Monte ad. And
so they had to clarify that it is not our ad; it's another.
And the statement was to condemn the ad.
But it says Del Monte there, no? How can it be any other company's ad?
Negative advertisement, like they can compare Del Monte's product to their own.
Okay, you guys were leading. I don't understand why you all took such a big risk when you were leading by almost 300 points or 250 points from the next team. Okay, but anyway, it's always exciting for have such kind of tensions and moments in the quiz. So we'll give you 400 points for getting it right. This is not a Del Monte ad, right? So the actual ad is much longer. It's an ad for Alcoa Aluminium, where they were the manufacturers of the cap for Del Monte bottles or many other bottles, including Heinz and so on. What people did is that they just cropped the ad and said that this is a Del Monte ad, and they outraged against it. This is way back in 1950s, right? Way before social media and all of that. And then Del Monte had come out with a statement and said, hey guys, we are not the brand behind this. It's just a bottle shown in this. It's a company called Alcoa Aluminium. 400 points for a brilliant answer by Team 6. Team 6, did you know this? Or did you work it out? Did you take a guess?
We worked it out, and then we had an existential crisis. We actually became sad raccoons when you were questioning us.
Lovely. That's my job, to make you question yourselves. 400 points to Team 6 for a fantastic answer. Big risk that they took at that question. It could have really changed the game for them if they had gotten it wrong, but they get it absolutely right. Varun, any thoughts on this casually sexist ad from the 1950s?
I wonder if Alcoa Aluminium had kept them as a client after this to manufacture those bottle caps.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
I would be surprised. I'd be so surprised if they allowed that. But anyway, it's a very controversial, highly criticized ad where the tagline says, you mean a woman can open it? And the next line says, easily, without a knife blade, a bottle opener, or even a husband, right? So this is the state of advertising in the 1950s in the United States. Moving back to the next question, Team 6, you have control over the board. Just give me a second. We have a couple of questions remaining in this round before we move to the last round. Yes. You have 400 for Brand Pakodi Ki Kasam and 200 and 300 for Viral Influencer. Team 6.
We'll go with viral influencer for 200.
Viral Influencer for 200. Here we go. Are you guys Bollywood fans? Okay. Buzzers are reset. Here we go. On your screen. Just a second.
We can't see. Okay, it's fine.
Right. Here we go. Goomer is a Bollywood movie that released on 18th August this year, along with two major sequels releasing on the same day. The makers of Goomer released a recreative ad featuring the lead actress Shaimi Kher, playfully challenging another film that was releasing on the same day. So just tell me the script of the ad. What did Shaimi Kher do in this so-called moment marketing ad? Because they were challenging another film releasing on August 18th, the same day. No one is pressing the buzzer. Just reminding everyone of the scores. Team 6 is currently leading at 1,230 points. Coincidentally, that's the score at which the last team won the quiz. Team 2, Indian Oil has gone for it, who's currently at minus 280.
So just guessing, because Gadar 2 was released on the same day, so Sayami Kher picked up a hammer or something like that, because Sunny Deol is shown picking up a hammer in Gadar 2.
Single hand, yes.
With single hand. She took up a hammer. Just
So
guessing.
in Gadar 2, he picked up a hammer. That is correct. What did he do in Gadar 1?
Hand pump.
Hand pump.
A green one.
Let's take a look at the answer. Right, so points to you, 200 points to Team 2, Indian Oil, who are having a fantastic laugh at their own answer and how right it turned out to be. So very interesting moment marketing, right, Varun, for movies to also be doing things that brands are usually doing.
Yeah, also, I mean, I know you said hammer instead of hand pump, but I feel that it's also created a lot of memes because in the actual movie, and I haven't seen Gadar 2, supposedly he doesn't pick up the hand pump. He just stares at it and everybody runs away. So this time he didn't have to make the effort. They imagine what will happen and they ran away. Spoiler alert for those who haven't seen Gadar 2. But that also generated, again, a huge stream of memes that could kind of go out there and be shared.
Yeah. And I love the fact that, Goomer is like an underdog compared to, dealing with OMG 2 and Gadar 2, which were releasing on the same day. And for them to do this really creative ad was fascinating. So, 200 points to team 2. You have control of the board. We have just, I think, one other question. No, two other questions. Yes. Pick a topic. So, brand Pakodi ki Kasam for 400 and viral influencer for 300.
Go with viral influencer for 300.
Okay. Let's move on. Here's a question on your screen. After the release of Lust Stories, Sacred Games, and Goal, Netflix was trolled on social media for a specific reason. But interestingly, they turned this trolling into a movie ad campaign. Just tell me what is special about this ad campaign. Team 5, 1-2 punch has pressed the buzzer.
So the logic essentially is Radhika Apte wasn't also, they wanted to say Netflix is hiring Radhika Apte for everything.
So what is special about omnipresent?
They mean omnipresent.
Like omnipresent means that someone is everywhere. So they were saying that Radhika Apte was everywhere.
Everywhere means what?
As in, I'll explain. So there's a meme going around where all Netflix original shows usually have.
What did they do in this omnipresent? That's all I'm asking.
So,
and in the ad, they also had Radhika Apte.
Yeah, but basically, this is where brands kind of own up to whatever memes are going on around them. So we're guessing Radhika Apte herself acknowledged the fact that she's present in all Netflix films. And,
I'll give it to you. Right. So this is 300 points. So this is a fake news or fake movie that Netflix created called Omnipresent, where they said Radhika Apte is going to play all the characters. So throughout the movie, she's going to be present in all the films. And in fact, the movie will be directed by Radhika Apte, written by Radhika Apte, and music will be composed by Radhika Apte. And when they posted this poster, they said even the poster is designed by Radhika Apte. Right. So Varun, any fun facts? Did you have anything to do with this campaign?
Fun fact is this is actually a campaign which my teammate The Glitch worked on for Netflix. And it actually came out of the actual data that people were saying, why is Radhika Apte and everything. So we actually, even if you see the end logo formation of this campaign, it doesn't say Netflix, it says Radflix.
Yes,
right?
I noticed.
Even that is changed into this. And also random fact, the director of the actual promo for this is one of the people in the campaign video. So he played on the characters in it as well. Not Vikram Motwani, who's also in it, but the actual director of the of this promo.
Let's take a look at what Varun is talking about.
We're on the sets of Omnipresent, Radhika Apte's magnum opus.
Vic calls me one day and says that, Radhika, what if you play every character in this film? That got my attention because that is a challenge I cannot turn down.
So you cut to the present and she's playing the oppressed villager. She's playing the virtuous social activist. She's playing the evil corporate oppressor. You know, like this girl is just incredible, right? And we're really, really testing her versatility here.
Okay, we'll move quickly. So we had a special bonus in some of the questions, the hidden bonus that we didn't tell you about. So this is a bonus question, what we call as FUQ or follow-up question, right? So open to all, 100 points on buzzer, no negative. So you can actually press the buzzer, but you can't take too much time and read the question and so on. Open to all of you. This is related to Netflix. Take a look at this next question. In a Netflix movie called Chopsticks 2019, Mithila Palkar plays an independent working woman in Mumbai who loses her car. So the story of the movie is people making fun of her name. Team 6, Sad Raccoon Company, who's leading, has taken under the risk because there's nothing to lose here. Go for it, Team 6. What is the name of this brand?
Alto.
Alto is a good guess. I think that's a car she loses. I'm talking about her name, the character's name that people make fun of all the time. Team 5, 1-2 punch.
We'll go with Nirma.
Nirma, can you explain?
I think the founder of Nirma, her daughter was named Nirma, so I think she must have died in a car accident. So, yeah.
We are aware of the fact that Nirma was named after the founder's daughter, and she tragically had passed away at a young age. So that's why we're going.
And the character in Chopsticks?
Nirma?
With hence saying Nirma.
I'm not sure.
Is absolutely correct, right? So her name in the movie is Nirma. She's named after the washing powder Nirma ad campaign, and which is why a lot of the characters make fun of her, saying that, will you get discount on detergent and so on. And that's an illustration of Mithila Palkar as the Nirma girl. And as Team 5 rightly said, Nirma was actually named after Karsanbhai Patel, the founder of Nirma, his daughter, who passed away at a very young age in a car crash, right? So he was very depressed after that. So he decided, her name was Nirupama. So he named the detergent Nirma after Nirupama, his daughter. There's a fascinating comic that you can find on Money Control on the life of Karsanbhai Patel. Varun, any fond memories of washing powder Nirma?
So the weird story from washing powder Nirma is, as a kid, whenever this ad played, I was made to close my eyes because I would watch way too much television. The way for my mother to make me not watch television was to make me close my eyes whenever this ad plays. So by instinct now, even if I hear a Nirma ad somewhere, my eyes close. It is childhood instinct. This is a random personal trivia, but that also shows how often this ad played for this to be my mother's ploy.
Yeah. So some people have some very different kinds of trauma. Some people have, with other issues. Some people have with Nirma ads. Let's take a look at what I was talking about. Here's the answer.
Naam?
Nirma Sahasrabuddhi.
Nirma. Oh, washing powder.
Nirma.
अरे मैडम आपका काम किया तो वॉशिंग पाउडर पे डिस्काउंट मिलेगा ना
Right, so that's the end of our Netflix questions. And my favorite meme is, of course, can anyone recognize this?
Yeah, Hema, Jaya, Rekha और Sushma, सबकी पसंद Nirma.
Is absolutely right, Deepak. So Hema, Rekha, Jaya, Sushma, sabki pasand Nirma. And there's another meme that we found, which is a WhatsApp forward of Rekha saying +1, followed by Jaya and Sushma. Moving back, I think we are back to the last question of this round. So team 5, you had the board. Brand Pakode ki kasam for 400. Yeah, that's the only one that's left. $400 points for Brand Pakode ki kasam. This is about Indian media. Take a look. 2 parts to this question. If you're pressing the buzzer, I need both parts, no part points. Here we go. This is India's first humor magazine, started in 1964. Name the Indian publication and its obvious American inspiration. You can figure out the American inspiration by looking at here. Hint is both the names mean the same. Indian Oil has gone for it.
Yeah, this is Chilli, Sheikh Chilli from my childhood, Divana. The magazine was Divana and English is Mad.
Wonderful answer from Deepak there. Somebody who's actually read the comics and books while growing up. This is India's first humor magazine, started in the 1960s, called Divana, which is obviously heavily inspired by Mad magazine. Divana also means mad. Brilliant answer from Deepak. Deepak, I'm going to open up for fun facts from you since you've read this. You're absolutely right. The mascot is called Chili, which is the Indian version of Alfred E. Newman.
It is basically it was a short form of Sheikh Chilli. Because, yeah, that's why.
Lovely. Thank you for that fun fact. And nobody's pressed the buzzer on this one. And with that, we are at the end of round. Team 4, you have a fun fact? Yes, Biblionomads. Oh, lovely. Random magazine. Please tell us more.
Yeah, this is probably the only replication or inspiration for Mad coming from India, which is worth going through every single page. It's by the founders of Comic Con. So
Yes.
this was their last big project before Comic Con became what it is.
Lovely. Thank you for that, Nitin. I think that's a great fun fact there. 10 points to you for that. All right. We are slightly running behind time today because just so many fun facts and etc. But we'll move quickly to round 2. Before that, we'll just take a look at the scores. After that, we have 4 questions. Just give me a second.
Sai, you gave a fun fact also.
10 points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me just check the scores once again. Currently leading is Team 6, that Sad Raccoon Company, with 1,230 points, with some fantastic guesses and risk taking that's seen. Second place is Team 5, the 1-2 Punch. So leading is a college team followed by a corporate team. 1-2 Punch is at 920 points. In next place, Team 3, Kanpur Quiz Club, another college team, at 600 points. Followed by Team 1, that's another college team from FMS Delhi, going through a phase at 550 points. Followed by Indian Oil, Team 2 at 330. And then finally, Team 4, the Biblio Nomads, at 180 points, who've given some fantastic fun facts and answers. Moving to round 2, which is Folkluka 1. All questions on buzzer. No fun facts for this round. Let's move on quickly. So like I said, there's going to be clue 1 that will appear for 10 seconds. I'll wait to see if anyone's pressing buzzer. If you get it right, plus 400, minus 200, and so on. Here's the first question on your screen coming up. This is the logo of a popular Indian apparel brand. That is your first clue. In all the questions, I'm not looking for identifications of the individual clues. I just need the overall connection. No one is pressing the buzzer, so I'll move quickly. This is the logo of an international brand that represents extreme entertainment on land, air, and water. So the colors that you see represent land, air, and water. Nobody's pressed the buzzer, so moving on to the next clue. I'm looking for a connection between all these three brands. This is the logo of a company which is the largest in its domain. Okay, we have Team 5, 1-2 Ka Punch, who's currently in second place, taking a big risk.
Can we answer?
Yes.
Yeah, so the third logo is GoDaddy, the second is GoPro. First, we are not really sure, so the answer should be companies which have the word Go in their names.
Go in their names. And what would be another company that has got Go in their names?
We're trying to figure out, but we can't really identify. But for the rest two, we are 100% sure it's GoPro and GoDaddy.
And this company
Go first.
Is absolutely right. These are all brand names that start with the prefix Go. So the first one is a very popular leggings company in India called Go Colors. The second one was GoPro, where they essentially have the logo which represents all the different medium on which they have extreme entertainment. The third one is, of course, GoDaddy, the daddy of all domain name servers, and Go First, of course, which filed for bankruptcy, right? So you guys get plus 200 points, with which you move up to 1,120. You're just 120 points behind the leaders right now. That's Team 6. Team 3 and Team 1 and Team 2 and Team 4, all of you can still win this quiz at this stage. There are 400 points at stake with the first clue. Here's the next question on your screen. Buzzers are reset. Very popular musical group. I don't need to identify them. You can just take a logical guess who they are in context of 2021. So the answer I'm looking for that connects all these four clues is in context of 2021. I'll move to the second clue. Okay, Sad Raccoon Company, who's leading the quiz, has pressed the buzzer. Minus 150 if you get it wrong, and that means you'll be in second place if you get it wrong.
These are special meals by McDonald's. They had a BTS meal. They had a Shaq meal. They are having a Kartik Aaryan meal right now. I think that would be the last option.
You're guessing what my last clue would be.
Yeah.
It is Kartik Aaryan as the last clue. And the correct answer is that these are all celebrities who have McDonald's meals after them. So the first person ever to have a McDonald's meals was not Shaq, but actually Michael Jordan. That's who it was on the screen. The other basketball player, right? And of course, Travis Scott has recently gotten a McDonald's meal, and Kartik Aaryan has now become the latest celebrity to have a meal named after him, right? So Team 6 actually has gotten 300, so they moved up to 1,530 points. Team 5 is in second place with 1,120 points. Right. So before we move to the last two questions, a big shout out to our title sponsors, Cadbury's Dairy Milk and Agio, our style partners, for sponsoring the prizes for today. And of course, Varun and Storyboard TV18 and team at India Wants to Know. Thank you so much, Varun, for taking time out on a Sunday evening for a quiz show. Did you enjoy the quiz? Yeah.
It's been so much fun. I half the time there were times when I was almost putting my hand up saying,
lovely.
Going to
Any
say
favorite
something
questions or fun facts from today? Your favorite?
For me, I think I'm still kind of stuck on the logo one, because I feel that logos that always fascinate me, and logos that go wrong always fascinate me. But my favorite logo story of all time is the Nike logo being made for $35.
Yes.
By a college student overnight, and that is by far my favorite logo story of all time. So I have a logo fascination in general.
It's okay to have logo fetishes. It's perfectly fine. Thank you, Varun. Thank you so much. And also great stories. I think some of our questions were also contributed by Varun. And of course, he was great with his fun facts as well. Moving on to the penultimate question of today's quiz. First clue, Uber and Uber Move. Your first clue has two parts, Uber and Uber Move. Moving on to the second clue, Airbnb and Serial. Uber and Uber Move, Airbnb and Serial. Two teams have pressed the buzzer. So 1-2 punch.
Exactly.
Team 5.
So I'll tell you, Airbnb, in order to raise money, they released serial packets during the 2008 presidential election by the name of McCain, Obama owes McCain something.
Yeah. So hence going
You're
by that,
absolutely right, but that is not the answer to this quiz question. It's an answer to a different quiz question. So what is your? I'll give you one more chance. Can you repeat the answer in one line, please? One line.
Yeah. So these are the initiatives through which these companies kind of secured funding. Like they bootstrapped it instead of
they did do that, but that is not the overall connection. That doesn't connect to Uber Move. Biblionomads, going for it.
So taking a guess, it's something to do with all these companies launching products which was limited time for a specific purpose, but those products never made it to the market in the final
guess.
place.
Very good guess. Similar to what even Team 5 was going for. Minus 150 to you as well. Going through a phase, Team 1 has pressed the buzzer. Plus 300 if you get it right.
So these were the products basically which are in the so Uber means fast, so Uber Move means fast move and all that. So these were the products and services they came up with during April Fool, and they essentially came up with these products which
understood
are in the name.
Got it. So minus 150 to you as well. I think the Airbnb, while all of you are right about what Airbnb did, that is misleading all of you. We'll move quickly to the next clue. This should be helpful. Uber and Uber Move, Airbnb and Serial, Apple and Chicago. With respect to brands and marketing, what are we talking about? Team 1 going through a phase has gone for it.
This is the font name. This is the name of their font. So basically the font used in advertising. Airbnb's font is called Serial, Uber is called Uber Move, and Apple's font is Chicago.
And Android is Roboto. Is absolutely right. These are all proprietary fonts used and created by brands for themselves. Right? So Serial is many things for Airbnb. They actually started by launching breakfast cereals, and they've launched celebrity breakfast cereals, which is why they named their proprietary font as Serial. Uber Move is the font that is Uber's created for all their apps globally. Apple had this very famous Chicago font that they use in the advertising in the early days, and Roboto font. You may have seen this on Gmail and a lot of Google products. That font was created for the launch of Android operating system, right? So these are all fonts which were created by brands. Brilliant answer from Team 1, who get 200 points, with which they moved to 600. They're tied for the third place with Team 3. In second place is still Team 5. So right now, Team 5 and Team 6, as things stand, you move into the finals. But again, anything can happen in the next round. Last question. Fantastic answer from team 1. The last question coming up on your screen. Clue 1. What you see on your screen is a Kellogg's ad for breakfast cereal. It says, having trouble with weight control. The Special K breakfast is for you. Oh, team 3, who is currently in third place, has pressed the buzzer. It's all or nothing for you now.
So is this ads which were like disproven by medical studies later on?
That I mean,
Like
it
they
says
hide
having
the-
trouble with weight control, but Kellogg's doesn't really control weight, help you in controlling weight.
Oh,
So they're
and so
misleading
you're
us.
saying they just said something which is false and people
False.
believed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were at 600. Even if you got 400, what would it make it come in second place? So you qualify. 400 points to you, right? Absolutely right. This is absolutely right. These are all myths created by brands, right? So Kellogg's created 2 myths. One, that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Second, that having breakfast cereal in the breakfast will help you reduce weight. This is not true. This is not scientifically proven. This is just an ad campaign that Kellogg's ran for many, many years. Second, during World War, there were ads which said that if you eat carrots, it will help you improve your night vision. Again, this is a myth. Carrots don't help you improve your vision. It is just helping you reduce a deficiency in vitamin A. Third, this myth that if you walk 10,000 steps in a day will make you a healthier person is not true. It is a myth created in 1964 by a Japanese company because of the Tokyo Olympics at that time, where they were launching a step counter pedometer called Manpo meter. So they're doing that ad campaign. They said, if you walk 10,000 steps a day, you'll become a healthier person. Again, there's no scientific truth behind this. And finally, as we all know, there is no such thing as a red costume wearing Santa Claus who's white and bearded and old. That is a mascot created for Coca-Cola ads in 1930s, right? Brilliant answer by Kanpur Quiz Club, a last minute surge where they now come in second place and qualify for the national finals along with another college team, the Sad Raccoon Company, right? Fantastic answer from all of you. Varun, any thoughts on myths created by brands and campaigns?
Forget the myths. This last minute, like coming into second and happening. That's actually what. It's stunning coming in over there. Cigarette companies had this, right? See, they said this is your Camel cigarettes. If I remember, right, had a ad campaign which said this is a cigarette that your doctor smokes.
Yes.
So Camel cigarettes actually has to have ads which said that this is the cigarette that doctor smokes, and that's why they were promoting it. But yeah, but I'm still looking at how this just happened.
Can we have shout out to for team 3 for a last minute search, taking a big risk on the question, people on YouTube live? Team 3, can you just
Team
introduce?
5 also. Shout out for Team 5 for just there.
Team 5, bad luck, folks. Thank you so much. I mean, you guys also gave some fantastic answers. In fact, at some point, before the last question, it really looked like you would qualify for the national finals. Unfortunately, that has changed now. So this was the answer for the last question. That is the end of today's quiz, folks. Hope you had a good time enjoying the questions. Big shout out to the runners-up for today's quiz, the Kanpur Quiz Club, Aditya and Arkam from Kanpur. Can we have OP Aditya and OP Arkam in the chat, please? Team 3, by the way, how are you feeling? कैसा लग रहा है आपको?
Crazy. I mean, this feels like last minute goal in the World Cup final.
How confident were you before you pressed the buzzer?
2014.
Semi-final.
Final. Acha, fine, cool, whatever.
How confident were you of your guess when you took the guess with Kellogg's?
Like it was the only thing I could think of, so 100%.
Lovely. Congratulations to you. We'll see you on September 24th at the national finals. And of course, winning the quiz is Anamika and Ashmit, the Sad Raccoon Company, a team named after a meme. Again, another young college team from Faridabad. Anamika and Ashmit, how do you feel winning this quiz, beating some big names?
Not sad anymore.
Lovely. Thank you so much, and congratulations to you. You also win 20,000 rupees vouchers for today's quiz. Again, Team 5 won to a punch. I can see your faces are slightly long, but some great answers from you, from Biblio Nomads, from Indian Oil, Deepak and Girish, and of course, going through a phase. Shashank, you actually took a maximum number of risks today, you and your teammate, of course, but unfortunately, they didn't work out. Would love to know what your experience of today's quiz was, your favorite questions or fun facts, each one. Let's start with Team 1.
I think our favorite answer, favorite question / answer was Samajwadi Party song, because absolutely love that song. And Samajwadi Party creates the best songs. I mean, they should definitely win elections based on that. Just that.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Haters gonna hate, but Samajwadi Party does the best jingles in our country. Yes. Team 2. Deepak and Girish, please.
Yeah, great experience. We had fun actually. We came with no expectations actually. We just came to enjoy, and we
Lovely.
did. That's it. Yeah.
That's why we all
And I
just to have fun. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
just wanted to share because you didn't allow at that time. So
Please.
just one fun fact that Billy Joel song, it was used in a flop movie of Arjun Hingorani. That movie is called Kaun Kare Kurbani. It is used throughout the movie in the background music. I'm sure he has not taken any rights. And about Samajwadi Party, it was an offshoot of Samajwadi Janata Dal, which was an offshoot of Janata Dal, which was an offshoot of Janata Party, I would say. So
Oh,
basically,
lovely.
that is an offshoot actually.
Fantastic fun facts from Deepak. Thank you, Deepak. I think we didn't get time to listen to a lot of fun facts that you wanted to share, but it's lovely to end with two great fun facts about Samajwadi Party and a Bollywood movie that use Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire." Team 4, Nitin and Nandini.
Yeah, that was
Your favorite movie?
fascinating.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. The mad question brought back a lot of memories, and I'm going to search for that particular Indian adaptation if copies are available anywhere.
Yeah, like even the mascot's face looks so similar to the Mad mascot.
Absolutely.
So
And
much
again,
fun.
it's about
This is uncanny. Like,
yeah.
In fact, Sai, the like Lotpot had Motu Patlu.
Yes.
Divana had Silbil Pilpil. The
Can you repeat that?
characters-
Divana had?
Silbil Pilpil. Silbil
Wow.
Pilpil.
Oh, lovely. Thank you, Deepak, for that fascinating fun fact and stories. And thanks again, Nandini and Nitin. A big shout out to Project Bibliotherapy. For those of you who want to follow or want to cultivate a reading habit, do check them out. They're on Instagram. And Team 5, your favorite questions and fun facts. You did share some of my favorite fun facts today as well, but your favorite ones?
So my probably favorite answer would be the New York Times, partly because again, I don't think the ad would lead you anywhere to the answer
Absolutely.
if you don't recognize the font. So the idea was essentially that seeing something as insignificant as a Google ad or or an ad, and again that would probably get you somewhere. So yeah, insignificant things matter, I believe.
Fantastic. Lovely. That's like a nice morbid thought to end with. And Team 6, the winners of today's quiz, what was your favorite question or fun fact?
Two things actually. The thing about Times New Roman not being named after New York Times, I think
Fact check.
being corrected. Yeah, fact check was very cool, and I guess the McDonald's one.
Lovely. Okay, great. And a big shout out to all those who were watching this live on YouTube. You gave some great answers. Subhashish Nandi, Rajashri Chanda. Some of these names you'll actually see in next week's quiz. They're just sort of, also slightly preparing for next week's quiz. Aniruddha Tata, I think he gave the maximum fun facts in the chat. And he asked, by the way, how many points did Deepak sir win just through fun facts? Deepak sir, do you have any count on how many fun facts you should be getting points for?
Must be 60, 70, I believe.
Lovely. Some of our quizzers here actually have like fan clubs who've joined us and watching it live on stream. But all right, that's pretty much the end of today's quiz from my side. This is what we had. So we've done with the regional finals of the South Zone last week, and now we have done with the regional finals of North Zone. The two teams will move on to the national finals that we'll be hosting on September 24th with Mr. Piyush Pandey. Next week, do join us for the East Zone finals, same time, same place, Sunday, 4 p.m. And after that, we have a very exciting finals for the West Zone. Teams from Bombay will be fighting it out for the national prelims. And till then, we'll be signing off right now. This is Sai Ganesh and the team from Storyboard18. We'll meet you next week at 4 p.m. Thank you, Varun. Thank you, all the participants, for joining us today. See you, folks. Ending live stream now.
Did you